Hey my friends, how are you doing today? This is OSP Pro. I'm going to simply show you today how I happen to come up with my simple banking management system. I just happen to use some little bit of library to come up with this simple system. So I'm going to show you much in details how the system happens to work. So I'll log out as I explained to you. Now I have some few stuffs to come across if you want to come up with such kind of a system. I'm just going to explain them to you, then you can maybe happen to come up with one if you wish. Now the first thing comes in first. You have to at least be familiar with HTML and CSS. So if you don't have an idea on HTML and CSS, then I recommend you please watch my videos on HTML and CSS, or I recommend you to watch my friend's video Bake for HTML and CSS, so that you get to know at least how to come up with a simple website. Now to turn into a system, you should also be having at least a bit of database programming. I recommend you please watch all my programming videos for MySQL databases. So if you check also here, I have this MySQL database. This is the server, which is XAMPP. Another version of it is WAMP server. So make sure at least you have them. Like I've said, if you are new to programming, please I recommend you to watch my programming videos for MySQL. I have a complete set of video on MySQL programming, which is summarizing all what you may need to come up with if you would like to learn MySQL programming. And if there's anything still you would like to learn to know, you can always hit me up on my comment on my channel, subscribe on my channel, at least to be in contact so that you get what you want. Now before proceeding still, I would also request you please to come up with also to make sure at least you happen to be at least have at least a basic knowledge in JavaScript. If possible, have also at least also a basic knowledge on Python programming. Now I may simply say that's the main stuff you may need, but again someone else may proceed with libraries like JQUERY library, which is a JavaScript library. You can also add on Word.js if you remember this system of mine that I happened to show you last time, which the configuration is mainly on Word.js. I'm just going to show you one here. That's the kind of the system I'm trying to explain to you guys, so that you get to know what I'm trying to talk about. Check this kind of system like that. I remember explaining this system to you guys, kind of a website like that. Each time someone happened to refresh on the page. Now that's just the deal, based on the library, Word.js library. And I also have another system for hospital still on the same ground. I think I have one here with me. It's called Hoima system. So if you check also this system, we have something like that. I'm just trying to cross check whether I still remember the password. Wow, that works. So if you try to cross check this, also this system, I remember also I'm making up a video on this Hoima system, though this is not the main aim today. The main aim today is on Centenary banking system, which I'm going to explain to you. So far the main thing that I've tried to list down for you guys as we're going to 2019. Please make sure you have those tools in your hand. Make sure HTML and CSS no longer point to you. Make sure at least you know PHP, which is going to be querying for you the MySQL database, and please also make sure you have JavaScript in your fingerprint. Then if also you would like to go further, I would also recommend you please learn how to use the CSS libraries like W3 CSS, which is already implemented, like the Bootstrap, Now I also recommend you please make sure you also go further in your programming skill with PHP. You may also go further with the Composer. and you make up one known as a freelancer, a kind of a system. Now let me start straight away taking into this system. The first thing I have to let you know here today, this is our user, where you have to get the username, and then this is the password. Now if you check here on the system, if the user just try to log in from there, it cannot prompt us to go to the interface for the home page. Otherwise it will simply tell us username is required, the password is required, and that's it. So if a user doesn't have a username, especially because this system is mainly for the admin, if you try to see very well, it's just admin part, does not have any other more users on it. Next time I will show you how to make privileges on a website or on a system, to provide privileges. Now if you check here, create account, I'm just going to create a simple account, demo account as YouTube. That's my account. So if you check also here, give a password, let me just give it as maybe YouTube as my password. So I confirm it, set my password as YouTube. So if I also happen to confirm it as YouTube, and maybe I try to give something else, still I will not register. So the two passwords do not match. Otherwise, when I happen to come in here and I say maybe YouTube, which is that, and I happen to write my password as YouTube, I confirm it as maybe YouTube, still YouTube, come down here, I confirm it as YouTube. If I hit on register, it will then take me into the first platform, or into the home page. Now if you try to cross check this side of our page, we have home page, deposit money, view registered customers. Now I may just take you straight to home page, which is this very page here. If we click on it, we don't go anywhere. So here, maybe my name is YouTube as a full name, maybe YouTube OSP. Then I check on the bank district, bank branch. If the bank branch is Kawempe, on Kawempe, then I give in they happen to give in my my account number. Then I also have to upload in the photo. Now within part of uploading photo, I would like you guys to know that, to see that very well. To upload that photo, I'm just going to show you here a simple stuff. As the photo is uploading, what happens into our system. Now if you check here very well, I have one on as customer of images. So I'm just going to leave it open so that you can see what I'm trying to talk about a little bit. So I try to also bring my system, if possible, to a smartphone view. I try to increase this one a little bit so that you guys can always try to cross check on what I'm trying to talk about. Now let's see what tool will be. So even my system is on, it can also run in Android. I think you can see very well, it's very compatible, and I've also happened to test it in Chrome and Firefox. All of them are user friendly to my system, I think you can also see. So this is with also Chrome, this is with the Chrome, and this is with the Firefox. I think you can see it is very okay with the versions of the browsers I happen to use, and the databases, the tables are very responsive. Now I'm not after that at the moment. Let me just try to let you know here very well. So if I happen to say upload the photo, I just go and pick a simple photo here, simple photo. Let me just take my photo to be maybe YouTube, to be that. So if that's my photo, I'll just come here down and I try to click on, let me just come down again, pick a photo. If it is that, I just come in here and I hit on open. So the photo will be this side here, like I've seen. So I pick the email. So my username is YouTube. So my email, what's it? My email is YouTube, maybe YouTube at gmail.com, if that's what you have. Then the registration number, most cases they provide you. Now this time around I happen to make the registration number whereby it's not picking by default. So we will make it whereby it's auto incrementing, but it's starting from a default from the database, which I'll show you that later on. The gender provided, then the date of birth, which is also, I think you can see it's picking up the date of birth. Then the type of ID, is it a passport ID, is it a refugee ID? Now definitely here it will be actually asking you the ID number, which you have to come in down here and try to give the ID number, which is that. So after providing the ID number, you can always come back here and then select the country. Now I think my country is Uganda, but maybe I'm just going to select one of the following. I wish my country is India because I love India so much. So fine, I'm just going to take Tanzania at the moment since it's just border to India. You guys, my friends from India, thumbs up. I love you guys. Now also come back here or current place of residence. You may just provide it the current place of India. Yeah, I think here I may just come in and give the current place of residence. Maybe the current place of residence is India. I will just take India because I love it so much. So India. So fine. Then maybe I just try to provide here the teller's. Can I simply say the teller's name? Maybe the teller's name is I'll just simply give it as maybe David, and then the teller's number, because I believe all those tellers, at least they provide them with the number. If that's it, then if you just click register, you see what will happen here on my inside the part where I happen to say my table, my photos will be uploaded. So when I click there, the photo has to be uploaded there, and then I think you have seen. So this is where my photos are kept, or where I happen to keep my photos. And then if you try to cross check now on the database, we keep the path. So on the database we happen to add on the view. I think you have seen from here. If I happen to refresh our database, we have now the data inserted, which is now YouTube. That's it. If you try to cross check very well, that's what we so far we have from our database, and that's what we have just happened to add right now. So we also have other stuff. Now let me just take you back home page. So if you just go back to view registered customers, so we should also find some few selected fields. Now I just happen to select some few columns, not all, because I don't want to take the table to be long. So I happen to pick only the crucial part, maybe that may be needed to query very fast. But later on we can also have the complete table, which is having maybe the entire information happen to enter in the database if at all we want to use them. Now addition to that, we also have another table for one on us to deposit money. Now if there's one thing I have to let you know here is that this table is comparing of all, but is not the one. This is for registration, but not the one for adding money, because you may find that maybe maybe YouTube OSP may happen to create up the account, which is today, and is not going to post money for the entire month of entire year, maybe, or 6 months not imposting any money. But you may find here maybe that Million is going to be posting money each time in maybe every day, or at least twice in a week or in a month. So definitely we have to create another table called deposit, or any other name you may give. So if you cross check here and I go to my Centenary type of table, I have another table called deposit. In that table called deposit, there are two things in common from the other table. One is customer ID, customer account number, and customer deposit. Now this customer deposit is definitely simply money, so which I happen also to come up with this type side around. If you try to cross check, when I simply say customer, deposit money, if I click on deposit money, this will take me to this side. Now take me this side, I have to come in here and I give the customer what known as customer account number. So if you check customer account number, I give a sample YouTube is, that's my account number. I have to come up with this side on deposit money. So if I paste my account number there, that's great. So I come in here and I put the amount to deposit. Maybe I'm going to deposit approximately maybe 6,000, maybe 6,000. So if I happen to come back here and then just say deposit, so when I click on deposit, it should be deposited into the database. So this is what I happen to let you know. So in a simple term, if you try to cross check this person here who has happened to deposit, this is his ID. We don't know the person, maybe this side around. But again, there's one thing that's common that you always have to be unique with. If I take you to the architecture design of this database, this is what you have to know. If you look on the customer details, I happen to make what known as a customer ID, customer full name, customer branch, and mainly customer account number and customer ID are common on the other side. But I happen to make my customer ID to be auto increment, and I make sure that this column here is customer account number to be a varchar. You can make it integer or a varchar, but if you look at the structure, this will explain to you guys better. So this is my architecture design of this table. I hope you have copied that. That's great. So mainly I'm sticking on customer ID and the customer account number, which is that. So also when you happen to come this side around of this table on deposit, we have another thing called the table called the column called customer ID and the customer account number. If you look at the architecture design of it also, we have, that's it. It is also the ID is auto increment. So if right now we try to look at the relation view on this table, so find Centenary database and just open any. If I just click on customer details, which I'll get customer ID. The same thing if I also happen to click on deposit, we shall also get customer ID. And if I happen to click on pay bill, we still have customer ID. So if what I'm trying to mean here, if you go back again and try to click on pay bill, we shall also get our customer ID being common there. So this one actually with also account number. Now why am I not making the customer ID to be not leaving only customer ID to be common? I believe to my side that customer account number is unique. So in a simple term, I may take it to be one known as a foreign key, because it's always within the tables in all my so far 3 tables you have seen. So that implies tomorrow if I would like to pick information from all the 3 tables and to get that customer who happened maybe to pay bill from using his account money, that implies from the amount of money has been depositing, at least going to reduce. So it will be reducing from that customer basing on his customer account number. So that implies I can always reduce basing on the account number. Yes, there's also techniques we can also reduce basing on the customer ID. That's what you guys always have to put in mind. Now let me also take you back again here. I may not go back further here on Taylor. Now Taylor is just the administrator. If you try to cross check very well, so if I have one known as the Taylor ID, now username, password, and then the status. The structure of the database is just that, the table. I hope you have copied that. Just don't forget the architecture design of it. Now that's all about my database. Now let me just take you back to my coding and I just explain that to you very fast. Now right from the beginning we have the index page, whereby I have, before index page I have the following pages. I have the following pages. The first page is the index page, whereby to my side the index page is the page whereby when someone happen to log in, the first page they happen to approach. But now I have other pages that I have to say we shall always need to first pass through if we want to go to those pages. One is this. If you try to cross check here, we have this page called create. Where is it? Where is it? Pick that. Wow, that's great. So we have the following pages. We have the page called create account, whereby the page create account, this one here, enables us to create. So the form field is just that, and then we have username, which is Taylor username, password 1, password 2, that's register, and then one on us index, the first default page, whereby I have username and password. And on the top of our page I happen to include the 2 files. The first file is called the connect.php, which file this one extends for us, and I also happen to say MYSQLI _query, meaning connect _error to handle for me errors. And then I also happen to include also one known as server.php, which server is going to be picking from information. So in the server, that's where it's starting, but I also happen to include the connector because this server of mine is separate. So that's what happened to use. And also happen to use here also one known as MySQL, MySQL underscore Rio underscore escape a string, so that I pick my information as needed. So that's what I'll simply talk about the complete this is the registration panel. And then if you try to cross check down, this is one known as the login panel of my system, not the login file. The login starts from here and happen to end up to there, the login panel. And then I have the last part of the system, which is called where the customer details, which is that. So there's not much big techniques I happen to use here to come up with that. This is just my table, and that's it to come up with that section. And mainly this is my login that I happen to log out, that I happen to make. Whenever user is to log out, I happen to go to one known as index.php, which is the default page. Now let's go back to the system, and I just take you back here. So if you'd like to view registered customers, I can click there. Now we have this page here of ours. We can decide if maybe we happen to register our client and would like to print out that for that client his or her can I simply say this, the registration certificate. It is just simple, because I happen also to create one known as the search customer details, whereby we can print up, select and filter from this table of ours. So to come up with something like that, I happen to go back to one known as registered underscore customers.php, registered customer underscore php, registered customers underscore php. I want to show you where I happen to create the form to search data. This form field, the form field is within somewhere around, this is the form field to search, and up of it I happen just add this piece of code. That's it. It's because my form name is just called search, and that's it. So my value here is this, and then select from the table which is called customer underscore details. So that's it, and then this is just my table I happen to create to pick that information. So that's how I happen to come up with that part of the table. Then this part of the table is to print out. So let me just go back again in details to explain to you. In this today I just want to explain to you the pieces of codes. If you don't need the entire coding, entire source code, please you can download it from my channel, from my website, which I'm going to give you the link on this description. For any of you who's interested in this system, I'm going to send you I'm going to put the website so that you can download from my website this source code. Now let me just explain for the last time. So this is a YouTube of ours. So if I copy YouTube, which is a customer account number, which they're telling us this side at customer account number, so enter customer account number if you want to search any information from the customer, or mainly if you want to filter customer details. So when you happen to click here, I think you can see now that we can pick that customer information. I think you have seen we have captured the data, and when I click here one known as print from here, I think you can see now I'm printing out the information of that customer. We have the date set for us. We can also remove that off by going to settings, and we just remove header. As we remove header, we remain that information, but as we put header, the date in which the date in which our information is being happen to create, we happen to track that too, and you can always click save. So when I click on save on desktop, I'm just going to call it as maybe YouTube. So when I hit save, that's it. When I happen to hit save, if I go back to my desktop, I should get YouTube, which YouTube is now our printed data, and that's it. So I think this is the photo for YouTube OSP, and that's it. This is the information that last time, if you guys remember very well, we happened to pick from the database, and that's it. So guys, please, if this video happened to help you, happen to learn something, the main importance of this video is just to show you the architecture design of database, how to create come up with at least a simple system for an organization if you want, how to come up with at least a simple architecture design of database, how to differentiate, how to come up with a foreign key. Most cases I know it happen to give a headache to someone to understand the foreign key, primary key constraints. But if you don't really you would like that video, please just hit me in this video, comment and tell me that please make for me video for foreign key and primary key, so that I get some time I happen to explain in depth about it. But if this video happen to help you, please, or happen to like the video, please, I request you, please make sure you subscribe to my channel, share my channel to your friends, comment down, and if any other information, please, you can always hit me down. So thanks to my best subscribers from India, so far is the leading country in subscribing to my channel. May God bless you all. Thank you. Hope we meet again. Inshallah.